You are now tuned in to the Public Enemies, aka the Spark Foundation, aka Black DX, aka the Authors of Paid in Full, aka Undisputed Era Force Ones, aka the High Content.
What is going down? Little air horn, you know, Jamaican clubs, no air conditioning. Gotta do it right for the people. People are filing into the chat, of course. Salute to the frenemies, everybody live and direct, watching, listening, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Do your Googles, Twitch, Twitter, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you coming through and sliding through and, you know what I'm saying, checking out the situation over here. Y'all talking about, of course, I go by the name, Oh My God, Graham. This is once again another episode, another rendition, if you will, of the Public Enemies podcast. So, if we're going to do it, we got to do it right. Ladies and gentlemen, people with jobs, people without jobs, middle class, upper class, high class, all that, cats, snakes, chickens, ducks, elderly people and twerkers, we present to you another episode of the Public Enemies podcast. I believe this is episode 253 of Pro Wrestling's Breakfast Club. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if I'm mistaken, somebody will go ahead and get me right. You know what I'm talking about? Of course, it's not only myself. We got the one and only Son of Mars in the building. Salute to you, my friend. How are you?
I'm great. I'm extravagant, man.
He does his Young Bucks pose. That's his white side. Don't worry about it, guys.
Yo.
And listen,
We starting off early. We starting off early.
Listen. We starting off early. I got Don Julio. I told y'all I'm on Gummy Bears and Don Julio for the next 90 minutes. You catch me live and direct. This is what we doing. This is what we on. You feel me? And if you're listening, if you're watching the Public Enemies podcast, you know it's not only myself and young Benjamin, young Benny the Butcher over here, of course. You know what I'm saying? That's the Son of Mars. But we got young Kaz in the building. Y'all talking about, listen, you might know him from The Ringer. You might know him from Points Bet. You might know him from MSG Networks. You might know him from Say Less. You might know this man from so many different places, so many different spaces. Salute to you. We appreciate you sliding through. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate the very nice introduction, and I appreciate y'all, man. I follow y'all for a number of years. I feel like it's the annual WaleMania address when I come on the Public Enemies podcast. So it's like, all right, it's around that time. Let's speak to the people. Let's speak to the target audience.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's speak to the people. Let's speak to the target audience. We'll drop a flex bomb for that. I'm talking about. Is it a flex bomb? Is it a clue bomb? According to Charlemagne, I don't know.
We'll do that. Don't do that.
That's disrespectful. Stop playing. Man. We already know what time it is.
I throw a lot for flex, man. Just let him have his bombs. Let him have his bombs.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Of course. Well, let's get right into it. Well, first of all, how's your day going? You doing all right? Did you sleep enough? You good? You all right?
Yeah, you know, Wednesdays is usually like my chill days. You know, you mentioned Points Bet today, and you know, usually I'm on there Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But Wednesday I usually get to chill, relax, and get myself ready. However, it is March Madness also, so I had to go through 64 different games, 64 games, 32 games. I forgot how many goddamn games they're gonna play in the next couple of days, but just doing that whole thing, Knicks doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's never really a day off. And you know, we're about 2 weeks out from WaleMania, so that's getting all my attention and my focus up until we hit LA in a few weeks.
Yes, indeed. That is right around the corner. You know what I mean? It'll be here sooner than you know it, or quicker than a hiccup, as young JR would say. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and kick it off with our little small package news, and we'll definitely talk about WaleMania because I got some things that I want to ask about. I got some things that I want to know about WaleMania, what's going down, what we can expect. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be there, and things of that nature. But before we do that, let's talk about small package news. So you got to do a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? I'm working on like a little video production to go along with that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I like the transition music. I was like, all right, we had this last time.
Listen, dog. We here, man. We here. Small package news, man. Yeah. First things first. Let's go ahead and give it up and send a live and direct salute to the former Bella twins, the Garcia twins, who just announced on their podcast that they are no longer with the WWE, and they are welcoming you. They're welcoming myself. They're welcoming all of us to the next chapter for the Garcia twins, Nikki and Bree. Salute to the Garcia twins. I think that's really dope. Ben, you like that?
Yeah, man. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought they was just regular white. So when the name Garcia popped up, I was like, yo, who? I was like, who?
The Bella throws it off, right? You think Italian, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking like, Italian.
Like, Ciao Bella. So I'm like, I'm thinking Italian. But nah, they're very much like Garcia is not white. Okay.
Not at all. Not at all. You never seen them on the little, the Hispanic, Latin Heritage Month.
They throw them in the video package back in the day.
Right.
They'd be in there with Rey Mysterio and probably like Carlito Colon and shit. Like,
Primo. Primo. Got to throw Primo in there.
Cody gonna be sprinkled in there this year.
Y'all remember? Damn, what was they thing that they were doing when they were just like selling like vacation shares or something?
Yeah.
They just never wrestled. I forgot what they were calling themselves at that time.
I don't remember. Yeah, they were just like travel guides or something like that.
It was like the
it's escaping me. Yeah,
I just remember those like postcard level video packages that they were doing for them
with the backdrop and all of that.
The backdrop was ill. I need their manager because, like, honestly, a lot of that stuff was probably shot on locations. They're like, yo, listen. We're going to need to fly to Puerto Rico. We're going to need to fly. We're going to have to shoot this on the beach. I know. I wish we could do it another way, but this is the way we got to do it. You know what I mean?
Southwest is looking like they got a deal right now.
They was called the Shining Stars.
The Shining Stars.
The Shining Stars. Wow. That's crazy.
Was bragging, B Loca Bentley, nigga know the business is B Slime or G5, nigga.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey,
salute to the Garcia twins. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Salute to them. Moving on, we have the one and only Mr. Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, continuing his string of AEW and ROH related cryptic posts. Just a few days ago, he had on his Instagram, looks like he was in the gym working out, pumping a little iron, getting his, getting ready for this return that's probably coming up. But it seems as if he was listening to a record called Honor Never Dies. And a lot of people are assuming maybe, just maybe, the quote unquote best in the world is going to return to AEW. Kaz, you don't seem impressed.
No, I am impressed. I think AEW kind of needs him back at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like AEW Ring of Honor, whatever it is. I think people kind of saw what happened with Punk and the exit and just equated it to the original walkout when we didn't see him for 8 years. And I think the big difference between both of those things is that, like, before those last couple of weeks where that weird title change out, where he got like squashed by Mox and then the Adam Page thing happened and all that stuff, like, it was weird. Man came out every single week and just literally told us how much fun he was having and how happy he was. And like, besides that whole night and the Adam Page shit, he was really happy. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't shock me if and when Punk comes back. I think during this run he kind of realized, hey, I can have all the interest in the world, but I'm a pro wrestler at the end of the day, and people love me for that. That's what I'm the best at doing. That's what's making me the most money right now. It's the thing that makes me feel the most alive, I guess, So I don't know, man. Like, Punk's getting up there in age, so I saw the comment. I hope he did go a little bit easy on his knees because it did seem like he was having some injury issues towards that final run. But I'm not. Like, the first 2 weeks of the Punk, like the brawl out stuff, like I felt like, oh man, like here goes same old Punk again, whatever. But like weeks and months going on, I was just like looking around. I was like, you know what?
Maybe it wasn't that bad. Wasn't all that.
Granted, like it's still a lot of same old Punk stuff, right? But it's like, man's had some points, man had some valid issues, some valid grievances that he probably should have aired. Probably kind of could have waited to after a press conference, but. you know, he said some
things happen.
needed to be said at the time, and those growing pains that probably would have came 4 or 5 years later down the line came a little quicker. So I'm not mad at it. I hope Punk comes back, and I think it's good for. I just think it's good for wrestling when he's involved. Period.
I feel you on that. Ben, you were gonna say something?
Bro, I was gonna say something like about his knees. I felt bad.
No,
I was just like, yo,
chill out,
like,
man.
Yo, I asked when he came back. I said, this man got to hit the Pepsi plunge. He got to hit the Pepsi plunge. After he hit the Pepsi plunge, he went walking right for a few weeks. I was like, yo, my bad, bro. My bad.
It's all y'all fault, man. Y'all want this 40-plus-year-old man to go out and bust out OG tape trading Ring of Honor type of stuff when he was 20 years old and not a drop of liquor or alcohol or drugs in his body when he was young and fresh and fertile. You want him to do that same shit at 40 years? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like the Pepsi plunge.
It's not gonna happen.
Great job. Don't do that shit no more, bro. Keep it grounded.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
So there you go. It's like that. It's like that.
That was the one part of the rant that I wasn't even mad at him for. I was like, yeah, motherfucker. Probably
like, I feel you on that. You're like, yeah. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, let's get into it, though. Let's get into it. CM Punk is old. He's tired. He works with children. All right, maybe I shouldn't take it that way with the segue. Anyway, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get right into it. The Great Muta is going to go ahead and get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame 2023. We just saw this great, big, grandiose bye-bye tour for the one and only. I'm talking about he did his thing, and now he's headed to, I guess, the wrestling version of Canton, Ohio, in a sense. You know what I mean? So the Great Muta, WrestleMania weekend, what a career. Kaz, what are your memories of the Great Muta? Were you into him at all?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of my first interactions with the Great Muta was like the Sting matches back in the day, right? And like that entire rivalry. And not for nothing, like I don't know if it was him, but I think him, like Masahiro Chono, like those guys, those are the first dudes that really got me into like any type of Japanese style of wrestling. So me personally, I would have loved to see the Great Muta in the Royal Rumble this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have loved to see him come out and get his shine off and do something with Shinsuke in the Rumble and something like that. But the fact that he's going into the Hall of Fame is pretty dope. I love that the WWE in the past several years have like put people in the Hall of Fame that are, I want to say, the equivalent of the I think the NBA Hall of Fame does like a love of the game sort of induction where it's like even like I think Yao Ming is in there, and it's like even though he didn't have like a Hall of Fame like playing career, like his impact to the game was worthy of being in the Hall of Fame. So I think Great Muta, absolute legend, one of the most influential wrestlers of all time. If you like Poison Mist, if you like people getting spit on their face, the PG version of that. Great Muta was the OG.
Hey yo,
it's after 10:30. We all right, kids.
Right. Put the kids to bed.
And it's a dope look, man. Like I can't wait to see him get that shine on what was it, Friday night or Saturday? Friday night.
That's going to be Friday night, just after SmackDown. I believe they're not even selling tickets for the Hall of Fame. It's like, yo, you got a ticket to SmackDown? Stay for another 45 hours, around, 20 or something like that. You know what I mean?
That's a good look, though, man. The Hall of Fame. I've been to the Hall of Fame before, and it is long. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're just gonna,
I can't ask you that.
It's long, and it is. After a few speeches, just like, all right, like most Hall of Fame speeches, this is like,
it's like, all right, we get it.
We got it, right? Like we can rap, we can bang this out in 45 hour, maybe.
Thanks, bro.
It's a drag for a little bit. So I'm glad that they're doing it like at SmackDown and keeping it like with the crowd in there and at least giving them something to watch. I think filling people up into arena to like watch the people make a speech is like a tough ask for a lot of folks. So really, really looking forward to the Hall of Fame this year, man. But I won't be there. I'm not going. I'm not trying to watch.
I don't blame you because I grew up in a Baptist church.
Yeah,
and I can sit through long events. I have a tolerance for that. Like I remember when Endgame came out, people were like, "Oh, it's 3 hours. It's 3 hours." I was like, "Bro, that's light work for me. That's light work for me." Right. But them Hall of Fame speeches, bro, I'm like, I love you.
That 3 hours is nothing,
bro. I'm like, I love these guys, but I'm not trying to hear a 25-minute speech from the Bushwhackers, bro. I love you, but like I'm not trying to hear that.
No disrespect to the legends. You never want to disrespect the legends.
There you go.
They pave the way. You know what I mean? So like, get it in. Like, take as long as you want with the speech and all that. Like, make that shit pop. But I'll catch the highlights on Twitter, man. Like, I know you're gonna hit the fire stuff's gonna be on social media in a few minutes. So
exactly, it's gonna be dope.
It's LA. It's WrestleMania weekend. Like, I want to go and see the city. I don't get to the West Coast a lot. So
listen, it's WrestleMania weekend. That's Friday. Yeah. Let's talk about Thursday. Let's talk about WaleMania, the 7th edition. Of WaleMania. Yo, y'all crazy for this graphic, putting Wale's head on this man's body. But yes, it did.
I'm still not even sure if Wale caught that. Like, we were talking about it. I was like, yo, fire, right? He was like, just make the flag Nigerian. I was like, that's it? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, let's do it.
Like, all right, cool. So live and direct Thursday night, March 30th from the Novo in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I mean, come on. This is years and years in the making, continuing to 7 is the number of completion. 7 is like a lucky number, on the 7th day got rested, but I don't expect y'all to rest after this. You know what I'm saying? I expect to keep the ball rolling and keep giving this good energy to the people WrestleMania weekend. And WaleMania is like none other.
Yeah.
So if you could, I mean, of course, you were here last year just before the show to give you a pitch and, let the people know what the vibes are like, what the mood is like when they come and they enter the building and they come into your good graces. You know what I mean? And so this year, doing it again in Los Angeles for the 7th time, how does that feel?
I'm so excited for it this year. Obviously, once WrestleMania was announced, in Hollywood about like 2-3 years ago, I want to say, like, we all just kind of like targeted, like, yo, we have to come correct for Los Angeles. You know what I mean? Like, just as much as I would say how I want to say how incredible New York was for us and what that kind of meant, not just for WaleMania, but just for our relationship with all of the, wrestlers from every single promotion and just everything that it meant for not just those guys, but guys like Booker T, guys like Kofi, who had the biggest weekend of his life going up into there. People that are no longer with us, guys like Brody Lee, guys like Big Shad. It's been crazy. Scott Hall, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to see like how many people that came and has kicked it with us every single weekend, every single WrestleMania weekend, and what it's turned into. I think the first one we did was in Santa Clara for WrestleMania, I want to say 31. And, we had Rey Mysterio and Jim Ross, and it was in like a lounge in like some, suburb city in the Bay Area. And, that first WaleMania is still like one of my favorites just because it was so ghetto. It was so underground, bro. Like, we had David Meltzer rap, like fucking like it was Meltzer, I think, like Jeff Hardy, like Chris Hero, some women of the night, you know what I mean? Like, so Scott Hall was in there. It was one of those weekends where we were just like, I can't believe that we actually pulled this off. And I think what it's turned into now, 7 years later, is sort of like what I've always envisioned for it, right? Like, been coming to WrestleMania weekend for a number of years, whether I was working or not working with the company, and just doing stuff with the podcast and being out here. And I just always, after being at All-Star Weekend and Super Bowl and all these big time sporting events, I just always wonder, like, how come, the WrestleMania weekend doesn't just have like a vibe? Like, there's like a ton of wrestling matches and events and signings and autographs and podcasts, all that stuff. But like, where can we just go catch a good vibe for the weekend? You know what I mean? Like, not everybody wants to be, more power to you, but like, there's going to be enough sweaty small gyms for me to be around all weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to feel good. You know what I mean? So
yes,
it's been, this year in particular has been really interesting because There's no Foot Locker this year, but I think last year it was a lot of heavy NXT, AEW presence. MVP was our guest of honor last year, and I feel like so many things have changed in the past year that it's just going to make for some, like, we're going through all these incredible photos and recaps, right? Like, it's going to make for some incredible photo opportunities this past weekend, because I think one thing we ran into last year was a lot of change going on in WWE. And I think at the same exact time that we were doing the party, there was like a last minute, like all hands, like talent meeting where Hunter came back into the company. And I'm getting texts left and right from a million people that were down to come. They're like, yo, man, like we can't. Even the Street Profits, who had opened up the show and was like, yeah, we're going to be here with the wife and it's going to be popping. And it was popping. They had to go back and handle business. You know what I'm saying? Won't be an issue this year. For folks who came last year and who've come in years past, we always kick it off with a live podcast. In years past, it's been, Court Bauer and his folks in MLW that have done it since we've taken it over. And, my podcast on The Ringer, the Masked Man Show with David Shoemaker, we usually open up the party with a live podcast. We just confirmed who is going to be the guest for the opener of that podcast. And you'll have to listen to the Masked Man Show tomorrow to find out who it is. I'm sorry. Sorry, man.
Make sure you listen to the Masked Man Show to get that.
I can't give you the big exclusive, but I can tell you this, man. What makes WaleMania so special is we all talk about forbidden doors and, people from different companies and all these myths about, what the pro wrestling culture is in real life. You know what I mean? And I think WaleMania is the closest thing to what real life culture within pro wrestling, especially folks that look like us, talk like us, listen to the music we listen to, act the way we act, talk the way we talk. Like, it's nothing you could fake. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's grown so much in the past several years, especially with a guy like Wale at the helm, who, put so much into this as far as like his resources, his time. And on top of that, it's fun for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't necessarily work, right? Like, his WrestleMania weekend has always been like tied into important moments in his musical career. You know what I'm saying? So the first WaleMania we did, and I think just kind of set off the good vibes for it. The album About Nothing came out maybe a few weeks later after that. And, Jerry Seinfeld was narrating the whole thing. It was one of Wale's biggest and most successful albums.
Love that album.
And, that those vibes at WrestleMania week kind of, put us in a good place. And we've kind of maintained the same sort of thing throughout the years. So, for folks who've been wanting to hear some new Wale and see what he's been up to, I know he's been laying low on Twitter for a long time and laying low on social media. There'll be a lot more things you're going to hear from him and friends at WaleMania. He's been laying low for a reason, because I'm sure there's going to be some headlines made at WaleMania. I'll put it like that. Okay. But it's a vibe, man. Like, it's a podcast / party / welcome to the city / just good times, man. So, and you might kick it with your favorite wrestlers. Your favorite wrestlers might want to kick it with you. You might want to take a shot with them. They might hop on stage and sing a song. They might, we have
Omos up there again, do PSA.
Yes. We got some very special moments planned, especially with our guest of honor, Trinity Fatu. We plan to really show her a lot of love and, just really give her flowers for everything she's done, not just in wrestling, but in the culture and being true to herself. And on top of that, man, you're just going to see a whole lot of folks in the world of wrestling, hip hop, athletes, celebrities, musicians. It's going to be a whole hodgepodge of incredible folks, and I can't wait for it.
Everybody's there. Listen, if you are listening to the show and not watching this show, of course, you missed the graphic, but of course, the guest of honor is, of course, Miss Trinity Fatu. Leo Rush is going to be there. Dr. Britt Baker, young DMD. We call her Dr. Britt Baker Mayfield over here, but it's all good. It's all love. You know what I'm talking about? Carmelo Hayes.
I can run through the whole.
Oh, please go ahead. Go ahead. Let me let you have the floor. Please do.
We got Carmelo Hayes taking on Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship a night before that. He's going to be in the building. TBS champion Jay Cargill will be in the building. My guy Mech founder of Two Dope Boys, will be DJing. He's in the building. Smoke Dizza, my man Smoke Hogan, you know that ringside is coming. He'll be in the building. MVP of the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander, Big Swole, they'll all be in the building. Trick Williams, Faye Jackson, Absolute Ricky Starks will be in the building. Powerhouse Hobbs, my man Swerve Strickland, Leo Rush, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Ricochet, Saraya, my guy DJ Money will be on the ones and twos. Idris from NXT will be in the house. I know y'all got beef. The Embassy, Renegade
more
Twins,
than beef.
EJ and Duca. And is that everybody? I feel like I got some more.
You got Guap Dad too.
Shout out to Guap Dad 4000. Guap Dad 4000 will be hitting the stage as well. My guy Spliff TV, he's going to be in the building. Shout out to the whole XO fam. They'll all be in the building as well. My guy Lenny S is coming up. He's going to pull up. He'll be in the building. DJ Who Kid will be on the ones and twos as well. My man TJ Banks, Futures DJ, he'll be in the building as well. He'll be on the ones and twos. My man DJ Money, as always. And again, those are just the announced people. Those are just the announced people. There's going to be it's going to be a good time, man. Just come to LA. If you're going to be in LA, if you want to catch a vibe, that is the place to be on Thursday night. Can't wait to see you all there.
Flex bomb for WaleMania, man. Make sure you get your tickets if you ain't got your tickets.
Shout out Emilio Sparks. Shout out Jesse Kirschenbaum. Shout out Falarin. Shout out Wes. Shout out DJ Money. Shout out the whole squad that puts it together every year. I know I do the press runs and try and update folks that are going to come, what they could kind of expect. But it's definitely not just me. There's so many people that put their hands, their hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into putting this thing together. Trust me, there's a lot of big, important folks that I have to talk to make sure a lot of these things are cleared and able to happen. But it's the only place of its kind. And I think the dope part about it, whether you're from New Japan, Impact, AEW, WWE, is every one of those people understand the importance of WaleMania now. Like, they know that it's more than just a wrestling show. You know what I mean? It's not even a wrestling show. It's a show for the culture. And I hate use that term. I hate saying it, but it is. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And there's nothing like it. So I cannot wait for you guys to come check it out.
Listen. Go ahead.
I just got one request for next year. When y'all do it in Philly, can y'all bring Freeway?
Oh, Free. That's my brother, man. Shout out, my man. Oh, man. Shout out Free. Man. Shout out Blame the Label. My brother. I'm sure he'll be there. I know he got kids and stuff too.
Like, I'm sure we can make that work. You know, do like a state property type thing. Young Chris might be in the building, right? You know, like, what's up? let's just make this happen.
I mean, me personally, I mean, we got a year to get there, but
yeah,
there's so much Philly, Maybach, Wale, Meek that we really haven't seen in a long time that I'm gonna put in the air right now for next year at WaleMania and see what happens there. But I'm focused on LA right now, man. Like, there's a lot of people from LA that are big fans of wrestling that can't wait to pull up there too. So
yeah, we just talked to Ryan Satin a couple weeks ago. I was like, hey, you gonna pull up? He was like, I mean, I'm married now. I'm like, I feel you. It's all good.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So
it's definitely, it's definitely one of those type of nights. So
when it comes to WaleMania, since we're talking about it being one of those environments where, you know what I'm saying, you want to be involved, you want to be ingratiated in the environment and the culture and everything that's going on. What are some of the do's and don'ts of WaleMania?
Do's and don'ts of WaleMania. That's a great question. We used to do this. We used to do this for Henny Palooza and Duce Palooza.
I mean, I was gonna ask you if it started in a brownstone like Henny Palooza. You know,
nah, that's a great question. So I'll say this: do's and don'ts for WaleMania. Do get there early. Like that is the main thing. Get there early because we start off the show with a bang, you know what I mean? And we want to get people in there excited. We don't want no dull periods. Don't try and get in there fast and be late, trying to get fits off and all that type of stuff. If you want to go and really get your money's worth and enjoy every single part of that show, you get there early. Definitely do that. I would say get a fit off though. I mean, that's second in the do's and don'ts. Like definitely dress to impress, but not to overdress, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to wear heels, that's your prerogative, but you are absolutely under no condition to come out in your Oscars or Grammys best, you know what I mean? Like, I'm assuming it'll get sweaty in there. I'm assuming it'll get loud in there. I'm assuming it'll, you know, you want to be a little bit more comfortable, you know what I'm saying? So that's another do. Don't fight. I'll tell you this. I've been on social media, like just following the hashtag and following the word. And I don't know who's talking about possibly throwing hands at WaleMania. Mm-hmm. I just want to say, like, spending the week in Los Angeles jail when you could be around females and the profession that you make money off of possibly from your podcast doesn't seem like a great idea. Like, LA security guards, I don't know if people are coming out of town or haven't been to LA before. LA security guards have a very, very short hair trigger. Mm-hmm. So as soon as there's any sort of scuffle, trust and believe you will be getting Jazzy Jeff out that place. So bring good vibes. Bring good vibes. Don't bring into that bullshit. Leave your Twitter beef or your podcast beef or whatever the fuck beef you got at fucking home, bro. Nobody wants their vibe killed. I don't want a good thing ruined. Keep the vibes good. Don't be an asshole.
That was definitely my next question. I was going to be like, so I saw some discourse.
Tell me what's going on, because
I don't know what's going on. So I don't know what's going on.
You know, everybody's cryptic on Twitter, so I'm like, what podcast is?
So this is what I can tell you, because you already know a little bit about this. This man Idris Enofe, he will get put on a poster. He will get put on a T-shirt. Listen, I got a bone to pick with this man, okay? So it's been some time, okay? It's been some time. He was getting at us about, milk maidens and things of that nature. Like, come on, bro, don't be putting us out there on Front Street. We don't need all that. We don't need all that. Please don't. Relax.
This is a respectable business.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, come on. This is a family environment. Come on, PG-13, anybody, or PG, excuse me, PG. Anyways, so this man, what did he do a couple of weeks ago? He was like, yo, I'm finna give everybody $100, and I owe everybody $100. So he literally screen recorded himself putting $100 in everybody's little thank you card. This person, that person, this person, that person. And then Public Enemies, I ain't gonna say what he had in ours, but it wasn't no money. Okay? It wasn't no money, and I appreciate the sentiment, but everybody else has had money in it. So Mr. Idris Enofe, we will have a conversation, and salute to you, my friend. He go crazy.
We will democratically handle that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay?
Definitely.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Now violent. We can't have
bro.
No, that's gonna be one of those. That's gonna be one of those
folks.
It's gonna be one of those compliment battles.
What happened?
It's gonna be one of those compliment battles. You ever seen? You know the scene from like Sorry to Bother You. Oh man, I hope all your days and all your years are I hope you just come up, brother. I'm gonna hit him with all that. You smell good. What is that? You know what I'm saying? I might go buy that. You know what I'm saying? The lady might like it. You know what I'm saying? I might hit him with that. Yeah, but it's gonna be all love. But definitely Idris, me and you.
You got to see about him, man. I heard he was talking crazy.
He was talking crazy.
He was talking a little crazy. You got to see about him very, very soon.
He was definitely talking crazy. Now, hey, if you ain't got your tickets to WaleMania, you might want to go ahead and do so. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be You heard this man say it. They starting off with a bang. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to be late. If you're not in the building, you going to be mad at yourself. You know, like a couple of weeks ago, how I told people, if y'all come into the Bay Area for AEW, leave all of your belongings, or excuse me, rather take all of your belongings out of the car. And some people didn't listen.
Yeah.
Please, Los Angeles, take care of yourselves. Please.
Yeah, man.
Get there, get home.
Get there early. It's going to be a great night. DJ Money, DJ Who Kid, TJ Banks, Mech Dot. Going to be a ton of great DJs. Guap Dat 4000's hitting the stage. Smoke Business hitting the stage. Swerve's hitting the stage. Hit Row will be in the building. Leo will be in the building. It's just going to be insane. My guy Mega Ran will be in the building. We got so many just dope moments planned that I hope you guys really get, man. It's gonna be really incredible. And these are folks that I haven't even confirmed or made a flyer for, or there's just I live for the surprise pop now, right? Mm-hmm. Like we've done this a few times this year, and I think the first real like holy shit like moment was when Kofi came out in New York. And he hopped on, God rest his soul, Shad Gaspard's shoulders while my man Flex Cartel was performing his hit single. And I was just sitting, and I just remember everybody going nuts and Woods coming out and E coming out. And then like everybody's just having a fucking blast. Booker T's toasting him with his wife in the corner. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it can't get any crazier. Then fucking PSA drops and Samoa Joe walks out. Yo. Like, it's fucking bedlam, you know what I mean? And like last year, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know Rob Van Dam was coming. Like, we was, you know, just putting the show together, you know what I mean? I'm you know, running around doing a million things. All of a sudden, Rob Van Dam and Katie Forbes walk in. I was like, holy shit. And he's been to a ton of WaleManias, but like, we don't text like I text with a lot of people, so you know he just fucking shows up. I was gonna say no to Rob Van Dam, and we're in red state ass Dallas, right? We're in red state ass Dallas, and you know I know the weed laws in every state. I travel a lot, so I'm sitting here just like I was like, Rob, please don't light that on stage. He's like, what you mean, bro? It's CBD. I'm like,
yo, for those of you who are listening, it was a wink and a nod.
By the time it was done, smoke was in the air. There was cheeks flying. There was just a lot of just wildness happening, and I'm sure there was other things that happened there. But that's one of the big reasons why we can't live stream this sort of thing, right? Like you just kind of got to be there. Yeah. So one day we'll be able to live stream it, but right now, nah. It's if you was there, you was there, and if you're not, you're just gonna be mad that you missed it.
Be there. Beat them there. Don't meet them there. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? WaleMania. That's March 30th. Once again at the Novo, Los Angeles, California, WrestleMania weekend. Make sure y'all pull up. Stay tapped in. Stay tuned in. Stay dangerous. Now, before we let you go, my friend, I did listen to the most recent episode of Ring of Wrestling, the Masked Man Show, and all of that. And I heard you a few things, actually. First of all, I'm a really big fan of the show. And not only that, I'm a really big fan of the Book of Wrestling as well.
Yes.
Fire.
Folks don't give Shoemaker enough credit, man. Like that dude has been one of the most like prolific like wrestling minds, like quietly that we've ever seen. He's written a New York Times bestseller on this thing. You know what I mean? He's been working diligently with Netflix and a bunch of other people, helping them create some incredible wrestling stories with pro wrestlers and the Ringer, like Dave Shoemaker. I don't get to thank him enough. Like he is a guy who just, I already had a little bit of an audience, but he put me onto an entirely new sort of threshold as far as like people giving a fuck what I got to say about wrestling. So you saying that you love the show, man, I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Love. Now you did say that you're kind of leaning towards you think Roman Reigns should retain here at WrestleMania. I'm seeing this growing contingent of this idea. Hey, you know what? Maybe Cody's not the guy, or maybe Cody maybe not just yet. Maybe there's
it
another
has
time.
nothing to do with Cody being the guy or not, right? Like it has nothing to do with Cody being the guy. I think Cody is 1,000% ready to be WWE's top babyface, right? Like he is Cena, Jace, he's Homelander, he's Captain America, all that shit, right? And it has nothing to do with Cody. I just look at it like this. I don't personally see Roman Reigns going on a run like he's had for the past almost 1,000 days now. Yeah. And if he loses that title, just going back to being on his regular schedule. I think, after this is done, I think Roman probably still stays a special attraction. Mm-hmm. And this bloodline story, everything that has like come in with Roman has been like a microwave, right? Like you literally put anybody near that bloodline story and they've become better for it. You know what I mean? Kevin Owens has become better for it. Sami Zayn's become better for it. Cody is now going to reap the benefits of that. It's almost doing a disservice to Cody to just not have him be fully involved in the bloodline past the next 2 weeks. There's so much more meat on that bone to tell about like both of their royal families, about both of their heritages, about Cody's road back to WWE. The whole promo between Roman and Cody lets you know, like, you want this to be wrapped up in 2 weeks? I think there's still a whole lot more story to tell with those two. I think we're just kind of getting started. And I think the injury to Cody Rhodes in the beginning, at the end of last year during the Hell in a Cell match or after the Hell in a Cell match, kind of, I guess, added more time into what I think would be the best thing for Cody in the long run, So, that being said, if Roman still wants to be champ, you gotta let that bro be champ, bro. Like why would you want to turn off the gravy train? Why would you want to why would you want to stop that money train from coming in right now? Like WWE is the most profitable it has ever been. You can give me your Austins, you can give me your Rocks, you can give me Hogan's, you can give me any type of era to WWE. The bottom line is that company has never been more profitable with that guy being front and center every single big event. Why would you want to stop that in the next 2 weeks? I don't know. I wouldn't do it personally. So that's one of my big reasons. I got more, but I'm stuck. The more I think about it, the more I think, yes, Cody should still be the guy to defeat Roman. I just don't think it should happen at WrestleMania personally.
Then you think Cody should lose?
I've been a Cody guy for years and years, so I'm kind of biased when it comes to like Cody Rhodes booking decisions.
I'm a Cody guy. You know what I mean? I'm a Cody guy. I came around on him just like everybody else did, but it has nothing to do. It's almost like, God, it's like Cody Rhodes is like Mitch Richmond or Clyde Drexler, right?
Yeah.
It's like, in any other era,
you're that guy.
Greatest guards of the 90s, immediately. You don't even have to think about it. Mitch Richmond, Clyde Drexler, just fucking buckets. You just happen to be in the era of Michael Jordan. I'm sorry, bro. Like, sometimes this is how it is. Like, there are so many greats that we just look at as pretty good and even great, but it's just that we have to take that time away to remove them from the era that we're currently in. And Roman, for however you want to slice it, money-wise, main event-wise, ticket-wise, whatever, he checks off every single box as the greatest box office attraction that they've had. So if I'm the one cutting checks, if I'm the one who's trying to sell this company for $8 billion in the next couple of weeks or months or whatever the hell it is, you want to be the guy holding your 2 titles when that happens. You tell me.
See, that's the thing, right? So, like, this whole time, I'm a super Cody guy as well. Like, been since like Legacy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to see him come this far, I'm like, bruh, like, you almost there, right? You almost there. You finna do it. That's crazy, right? But I seen somebody like put up a meme the other day and had him holding both of the titles. And I said, damn, something about this just doesn't feel right. Something about the 2 titles now just makes it feel like that image of Cody holding 2 titles, it feels like I don't want it to feel forced. I don't want it to feel like, no, this is our guy, regardless of how you guys want it, like kind of like the Roman thing early in his career. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't want it to kind of mirror that same type of thing where, no, we're going to give you Cody, whether you like it or not. You don't like Cody? Here's some more Cody. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
that's the danger too, though. That's
kind of how I feel right now.
Aren't really understanding, like, I don't think the fans are tired of seeing Roman Reigns as champion. They still love Cody. They still want to root for Cody. Like I think one of the first episodes after the Royal Rumble, I think one of the big questions we had on the Masked Man show on the Ring of Wrestling was, is Cody going to find himself in a Daniel Bryan sort of situation where, everybody's clamoring for Sammy or everybody's clamoring for a different sort of main event. And that hasn't happened yet. And I think that's a big credit to how good Cody is and how great his story is and how much sense it makes for him to be the guy to finally end this thing, right? And I still think he should be the guy to finally end this thing. I just don't think at WrestleMania that should happen. Like, I just think, the 2 titles, that's Roman, bro.
It looked crazy to me, man. It looked so crazy to see Cody with them.
Just looked like it just don't fit nobody else, man. Like the 2 W's on the shoulders is just like that is your Jumpman logo, bro. Like that is your dude. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna do that to somebody else, you better be able to fit that. You can't be he's good, but like you got to be able to be like, oh yeah, no, that's the dude that's cashing all our checks. That's the dude we all go home. We all make sure we go home with big fat paychecks for. Now, if they split the titles, I'm all for it. But it doesn't seem like they're going to do that at WrestleMania. So,
Nah,
we'll see.
Oh, well.
he doesn't. Like, I don't know. He was talking about melting them down, just making one belt. I mean, like.
Man.
Nah, son.
When that boy said the other night on Raw, he said, I don't wear these suits because I think I am somebody. It's because I want to be somebody, man. I was like, damn, you got me, bro. Like, sold me a ticket right there. But I was like, you with them 2 belts, bro.
Cody is crazy to me. Like Cody is like, he checks every single box. Like he's such a franchise quarterback. Like when you hear stories about him, like in high school, like how he played so many sports. I talked to Woods about this forever ago.
Yeah.
About
they're from dueling high schools, right? Like
they were dueling high schools or whatever, and like the way they explained it, like I never told Woods this, but I'm like, you kind of made Cody sound like he was that nigga, man.
Bro.
You can't fake that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't fake that, like, I'm the guy, like, I'm the franchise player. It took him a while to get there. Obviously, his story has still had to kind of be told, but he's still young. He's still in his mid-30s. Like, he's still somebody who can, who's still coming into his own. And, again, I could definitely be talked into Cody Rhodes winning these titles at WrestleMania. I just think there's just something there's nothing wrong with Cody. It's just there's just everything right with Roman. That's the best way I can put that. Everything's right with him. So, and on top of that, another thing I said on the podcast was, unlike your Cenas, your Rocks, your Sashas, and Rondas and other people, like I'm sure Roman's got movies in Hollywood waiting for him, but like you don't necessarily hear it like so loud like you did with Cena and Rock while they were still wrestling, right? Like we'd be watching Monday Night Raw and you'd see a variety articles like, oh shit, Cena's gonna be in Bumblebee. Oh shit, Rock's gonna be in Scorpion King. Oh shit, like you know what I mean? Like, we haven't gotten that with Roman yet. I'm not saying who's to say as soon as it hits April 4th, like he's like, yo, freaking Hobbs and Shaw 2 dropping end of this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say that doesn't happen? But I just haven't heard it yet. So if he's not ready to go yet, if he's not ready to be like, all right, I'm gonna go, fall back and be this special attraction, I wouldn't send him home yet. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't take the titles off him. I keep rocking with him until he does not feel like being champion anymore.
There you go. Well, we'll see what happens. WrestleMania weekend, WaleMania weekend. Los Angeles, California. Make sure y'all pull up. Get your tickets, man. Get your tickets, WaleMania at the Novo, number 7. You feel me? So with that, I want to salute to you. Big cheers. You feel me? Got the Don Julio Reposado. I'm going to probably drink out of the bottle after you exit, but salute to you. Salud, my friend. I wish you well on your journey and your travels to Los Angeles. Please stay dangerous while you're out there, of course. But yeah, hey, listen, we'll see you. Of course, man, I'll be there.
And salute to y'all, Public Enemies, man. Y'all my favorite wrestling Twitter follow by far. Y'all keep me laughing. Your podcast is dope. Y'all consistent. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got the target audience a lot. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm not doing a ton of WaleMania press this year, but I definitely got to check in with Public Enemies. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't get the info from Ringer Wrestling Show, you're just not going to get it. But I just know the work y'all two and the rest of y'all crew have put in over the several years to see the brand grow and the voice grow, and the voice is distinctly yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some real dope shit to see. Y'all one of the best wrestling content creators out there, and I hope y'all continue to build it and get the real notoriety that I know is coming y'all way very, very soon, man. Like, so y'all keep rocking it. And I wish I had a shot to cheers y'all too, but I got a plastic cup of passion fruit juice. So.
Hey, there we go. I'm with that. Toast to that, of course. Well, listen, we'll go crazy after we go viral this year at WaleMania when me and Idris Enofe have this conversation. Yes, indeed. Well, Kaz, listen, my friend. We appreciate you. I, again, don't want to take up too much of your time, but we definitely thank you for taking time to come and kick it with us. And, of course, talk about all of this good stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? WaleMania weekend. Make sure y'all stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay dangerous. Kaz, we'll holler at you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate y'all.
Be easy. Deuces. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take my shot now.
All right. Bro.
Yes,
man
sir.
said Cody in high school. So nobody's interested in Cody walking into WrestleMania, bowling strike, looking at Roman, pointing and say, I just beat that guy. No one wants that? I'm the only one that wants that? All right, whatever.
Listen,
it is what it is.
I want to see it. It really just that picture threw me the hell off. I was like, bruh, the two titles just makes it feel like Cena, hustle, loyalty, respect, Super Cena. Like it makes it feel like Super Cena to me. I don't want Super Cena. I don't want Super Cody. I don't want Super Cody.
I feel you.
I don't want Super Cody. I want the King of the South. So if we don't do it at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes wins the King of the Ring tournament and then challenges Roman Reigns at Ford Field in Detroit. You feel me? Like the King of Rock what? The King of Rock who? The King of the South, the King of the WWE. Listen. Make it. Listen, you know what? Just go ahead and do it at WrestleMania and get it over with. At some point, you got to take the titles off of Roman, just like at some point the Packers got to move on from Aaron Rodgers. See ya, sayonara, my brother. Where you want to take it, my guy? Let's go.
Yes, we go to AEW.
I guess we can talk about AEW. Should we talk about AEW? Because I saw just a couple of days ago there was a gentleman in the news that by the name of Mr. Kevin Nash. He made Mr. Kevin Nash. Yeah, Mr. Kevin Nash.
I was about to lean into this.
I'm saying Mr. Kevin Nash apparently has a gentleman's pact with one Steve Austin to not watch AEW. He said, and I quote, "It's like Lent. You have to give things up." This was on his podcast, Click This, after he and his co-host, Sean Oliver, were talking about AEW. Actually, this is the fallout from the tweet conversation with somebody bagging on Wheeler Yuta. And you know what I'm saying, oh, Stone Cold's not going to like this. And Nash was like, he ain't watching. Undertaker was like, big pop, I ain't watching either, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So there was that. That was crazy.
Bro, It's like, I saw somebody who was like, yo, man, these are 50-year-old men that are agreeing not to watch a show. Like how little in life brings them joy. And I'm like, come on, man, I don't really think they really got anything against AEW. It's just like they're old, they're stuck in their ways. They're like
that part, right?
With them, like Triple H is their buddy, bro. Triple H is friends with Kevin Nash. He Stone Cold works for WWE. Undertaker
works for WWE
nowhere, and he works for WWE for the rest of his life, bro. You think he gonna be watching WWE? Like, yo, Vince got the TV tap as soon as he changed the TBS, Vince get a text. Hey, what you watching, bro? Hey, man, I was just watching reruns of Seinfeld. Don't worry about it, bro. My bad.
Oh, man. Yo, I saw the folks on Reddit stole our tweet word for word, bar for bar, like a Soldier Boy appearance on the Breakfast Club. This is Pro Wrestling's Breakfast Club, but like that, just like this. After Kevin Nash addressing this on his podcast, he goes, "Yeah, I ain't watched AEW in months." And the host goes, "Oh, so this is Ginuwine when you say that?" He goes, "No. Ginuwine is a black R&B singer. This is Kevin Nash."
Bro. Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what it is. This is the Krusty Krab.
Bro, like, I see people just like, oh man, that's weird. I'm like, bro, if you know all head, yeah, they just be hating just to hate, bro. They see you coming out of some Jordans, they be like, man, look at you in them fake ass shoes, and they just all heads just love to hate, bro. That's just the way it goes.
Them ain't real balling shoes right there. Them ain't real hoop shoes right there. What you need to do is get you a pair of Converse. You need to get you a pair of ponies. You know what I'm saying? You need to get out there. Really put your feet to the pavement. You feel?
Have you ever played in a pair of Converse before?
Yes. No, don't do it.
Murder on your ankles, bro. I was like, never again.
Never again.
Got crossed over. I was like, hey man, look, I'm gonna fake like this really hurt. I'm gonna walk off the court, bro. I'm done. And guess who was playing? Playing old heads and Converse.
Bam, just like that, straight like that. Well, Kevin Nash and Stone Cold might not watch AEW, but that doesn't mean that we don't. You feel me? I did notice in the news there was a little bit of Anna Jay coming back from injury, rib injury, that is, from the street fight with herself, Willow Nightingale. Who else was in that match? I don't remember. Oh, herself and Tay Mello. You feel me? Actually, they both been out. But Anna Jay is back this upcoming weekend as my mans, you feel me? Salute the Jizzle in his absence. AEW Slaughterhouse Rules, the upcoming house show this weekend. Mox was upset, apparently, allegedly, according to Brian Alvarez. They're not getting paid extra for this. I don't know.
Damn, bro. I get where he's coming from, because I'd be pissed too. Because like, you literally going out of your way to go to a house show. Like, even like WWE pays them for working house shows. Like, is that like where they get like a little bit of their money from?
He canceled a booking too. He had an indie booking. They had to cancel.
Bro.
Damn, I thought AEW wasn't gonna do shit like that. That's wild. Anyways, so let's talk about Dynamite. You want to talk about Dynamite? Y'all want to talk about AEW Dynamite?
Yeah. Let's talk about some Dynamite.
Let's talk about Dynamite. So check this out. Solid episode of Dynamite. This rebar mitzvah apparently opened the show. I missed the opening segment, so Ben, I'm gonna need you to carry us through that, of course. But yesterday I looked up what exactly a rebar mitzvah is, if that's actually a thing, and it is. It is. Really? You just have to be 83 years old to get one.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So
thought my man thought he was making it up.
False advertisement, huh? Damn.
I thought he was making it up, bro.
Hey, thought he was just doing some heel shit and just lying, right? Or just some wrestler shit and just lying.
I was like, damn, Drake gonna have another one of these? So he gonna do another one? So he gonna do another music video about him having a bar mitzvah? That's crazy, bro.
So speaking of the music videos of him having a bar mitzvah, that is exactly the title card that I made, because hell yeah, effing right. Salute to MJF with all of the, all of the little young bops, you know what I'm saying, with him, with his little, what was it? I don't know what his little monster, whatever, Mad Max. Whatever the little logo is, man. Talk to me. What happened here? Because I saw the pillars all pulled up on this man.
Yeah, man. Like the promo, not the promo. The segment started off. He comes down there with the women on his arm. He gets in the ring, does like the heel stuff, starts cutting up on Canada. Bret Hart ain't shit. Shawn Michaels the greatest. Just the regular stuff.
Man, why do I agree with this guy?
That's what I was like. I was like, oh, like you should have brought out the flag and done what Shawn Michaels did. Pick your nose with it, bro. But he came out there. He's doing like the regular, the regular ragging on the city. Jungle Boy comes out. He's like, hey, bro, this is my time. It's my bar mitzvah. This is for me. And Jungle Boy starts cutting up on him. He's like, hey, yo, I remember when you couldn't even hardly get a match on Dynamite. I remember when it was you and me against each other on the pay-per-views back in the pandemic. He's like, I want a title match. Basically, running down to that point, he's talking. Sammy Guevara comes out there. Sammy Guevara starts cutting up on MJF. Like, hey, man, look, long story short, I want a title match. Darby comes down there. Darby cuts a very well spoken promo where he talks about his journey to becoming a wrestler and how he's never compromised his character and never compromised his beliefs when it came to what he does artistically. He talked about going to art school and he dropped out because one of the teachers told him to change something in his project. I think that's overkill. Because, bro, you paying for a semester, you trying to get that degree. You just like, hey, man, teacher's like, hey, can you change this part out of here? And you're like, you know what? Dropping out. This is not for me. Yo, I can't tell you how many times I was writing something and there was like, hey, man, you got to put a comma right there. You didn't put a comma right there. So that's a run-on sentence right there. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I don't want to change it. I'm out of here, bro.
I don't like sentences.
There you go. But yeah, they all just, saying oh, I want a title match. That's basically what it ran to. MJF start cutting up on them. He telling Sammy Guevara, hey, yo, I'm glad you found time in your busy schedule of having backstage brawls to come out here and, cut your little promo, put your little 2 cents in. And he started cutting up more on him. He was like, hey, yo, look. He was like, look, in the next 7 months, when you're proposing to a new girl, maybe I'll give you a title match or something like that. Yo, let the door wide open. Sammy was like, hey, didn't your fiance leave you? I'm like, come on, man. But it was just a well put together segment. Everybody got to shine. MJF took off the glasses. And I don't know if y'all seen his Twitter feed or whatever, but he posted a picture of himself where he was healing up, where he got that bump that he got on the head.
Oh, his eye.
It was something about leaking blood into his eye or whatever. And his eyes are really, really puffy. The man he achieved his goal. He really does look like the devil. Bro, he looked like shit. He looked like pure hell. But I really enjoyed this segment because it, let everybody shine. Yo, it was definitely some storytelling going on in there because it was the 4 pillars. They were like, hey, yo, look, this is the next generation. This is what we're going with. Instead of going because I thought they were going to go to Kenny Omega or something else like that, but highlighting the 4 pillars, very smart move. Even Sammy Guevara cut a decent promo. I was like, okay, well, we working. I'm here for it. Okay. Good way to start off the show. It was really crisp way to start off the show.
And then, of course, what happened? They had the Blackpool Combat Club beat the Dark Order and Hangman. Of course, Stu Grayson was there. They did that. They was cooking. Jeff Jarrett lost this international title match. I really wanted Jeff Jarrett to win here, but
I was upset. I was so upset because they gave the moments in that match that made you think that Jeff Jarrett was going to win. Jeff Jarrett hit the submission on him. Jay Lethal passed off the Golden Globe or the Emmy or whatever it was to him. Hit him in the head with it. and he kicks out at 2. I don't like when they do stuff like that because I'm like, yo, we could have got here without you doing that. But yeah, definitely made Orange Cassidy look strong in his title reign. But I'm like, yo, I like to see Jeff Jarrett win. I like to see Jeff Jarrett hold like titles and stuff like that. I like to see the internet fight. That's what I like.
G Nation says New Slapnuts wasn't winning when the match opened up the second hour of the show. Yeah, man. I was like, damn, there's no way that they're gonna let him win this. This is unfortunate. It's crazy. So they did that. The Outcasts cut a promo. Tony Storm, like, yo, I was interim champion and y'all didn't even care. Like, actually, yes, I think there was a large audience in the crowd online that was like, yo, why don't we just make her a real champion? Like, what are we doing here?
Lying just to lie, bro. This is, I don't know. I guess it, made the promo better. Lying in promos and diss tracks is always a good way to, spice it up.
Listen, that's my favorite part of promos, the lies. Keep them coming. You feel me? Keep the lies coming. You know what I'm talking about?
Bro, I love it. You enhanced the legend. I seen somebody tweet like today. They was like, hey, man, Drake won't really a deadbeat dad. He was really there for his son. Pusha T lying. Pusha T ain't nothing but a liar. I'm like, bro, the more you acknowledge this, the more you up the legend. Like,
legend grows.
Up, yo, facts. I'm like, yo, that's what everybody's gonna take away from this. Everybody's gonna take away, hey, Drake don't love his kid. That's what you got to take away from this promo. Hey, crowd wasn't really rocking with Tony Storm. It didn't happen, but you got to think about it. You gotta keep that lie up here, man.
What does Eve say? You know what I'm saying? What is damn, Eve, you gonna kill me, blood? Yeah. I got 2 eyes, 2 ears, and my frontal lobe is developed. Y'all talk about yes, indeed. Damn, Eve was gonna kill me if I didn't get that right. Anyways, so on GOD, man. So Jade Cargill said that she wanted Canada's best, the best that Canada had to offer. She beat somebody named Nicole Matthews. I have no idea. That's that is what she got fined for saying twat.
Yo, I heard that when I was like walking to the back of the house. I was like, hey, did she say that? And I was like, she must have said something else. But yeah, what's homegirl's name? Is Nicole Matthews?
Yeah,
that's Corey Matthews' little sister, bro. Put some respect on her name.
My bad. Okay, my apologies. You feel me? Corey Matthews is running for Senate in California, so I definitely gotta put some respect on his name.
Do not vote for him,
bruh. You know what his slogan is? Boy meets Senate. I say, come on, bruh, you gotta get out of here. Leave now.
Bro, sir, you are not taking this seriously at all. Like, bro, who's your running mate? Sean Hunter? Get out of here, bro.
Crazy, man. Anyways, so of course Jade won. Here's a little nugget of information. I don't know if y'all know this, but wrestlers be lying. They be lying, right? They be lying. Taya Valkyrie damn near straight up said, I'm not finna be there. I still got MLW dates. I got things to do. You know what I'm saying? I gotta let my cat out. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about I left the oven on. We got corn dogs. You know what I'm saying? You know how John get. He gonna be doing parkour all through the house, upset. You know what I'm saying? If I don't get him his little mini corn dogs. So now Taya Valkyrie
parkour through the house is insane. Like, imagine this nigga just like going to the couch, diving over the kitchen table. It's like, hey, bro, just walk your ass outside. You hyper right now. You
never seen what's the commercial? Oh my God, is that Kofi Kingston? Yeah, he never touches the ground when he's not in the ring.
so that's John Morrison in real life. That's really what he's doing.
Yeah, John Morrison IRL. John Hennigan IRL. Excuse me, my apologies. But John Hennigan IRL, his real life wife, Taya Valkyrie, is All Elite. Would you look at that? I'm gonna say something on our Patreon next time we do episode of Patreon. Next time we record a Patreon episode, I'm gonna say something immediately. Okay, just don't be alarmed. I'm gonna say something immediately. That I can't say right now. So, but yeah, salute to Ty Valkyrie. She is all elite. Her and Jade are going to have a showdown at some point, somewhere down the line. It's going to be very interesting. I'm sure it will be. House of Black, the trios match, right? Did I miss anything? Anyways, it doesn't matter. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't dope. House of Black, the trios match. Canada, Winnipeg. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, hometown sweethearts or whatever you want to call them. You feel me? They both lost, but what you think of the match?
I thought it was good. I mean, like I like the pop that they got when they was in the ring together. You know, I know it's their hometown and everything, but still, when you kind of get that reaction, even if you're in your hometown or whatever, without even touching, without even doing battle yet, it's like, you know, you're doing something right. And I feel like the right call was made by keeping the belts on House of Black. I feel like they got a lot to offer in this title reign. They're versatile. They got a lot to offer, you know, them titles and that division. So I think the right decision was made. You know, I think Kenny and you know what? No, they're not gonna have the rivalry with them today. At the end of it, they set up the rivalry with the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah. Because they had them. They was Blackpool Combat Club and Dark Order. They was fighting all in the back in the parking lot during this match. I thought that was dope. I was like, y'all going crazy. I thought, hey, all the mess we be talking about Chris Jericho, when Kenny Omega tried to do his little razzle dazzle where he do his little and then he like turn and like run and then he kick you in the face. He tried to do that to Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho was like fast. Like he moved like really quick. He like got out of the way, ducked, dodged, you feel me? Grabbed him, put him in the walls of Jericho, and like bam, like that. I was like, bruh, I ain't seen you move like that in years, but salute to you.
2009, bro.
That was wild. He did that, and then they did like the super kick party. Get up off my partner. Get up off my partner.
Yo. Like Chris Jericho don't be moving. Like he just like that's definitely like old man tendencies. Like they'll put on a burst of speed when they want to. Everything else is just like, yo, I'm just walking around this ring, bro. I'm not like, you want to do a dragon suplex to me? Nah, bro, I ain't taking that. How about we just chain wrestle for a little while? How about that?
How about that? I do want to say I did like when they did the Kenny Omega and the Chris Jericho. We gonna team up. We gotta you know what I'm saying, do the super suplex off the top. Brody King, hella big. You know what I'm saying? So they did that. That was dope. Also, I really enjoyed the QTV segment. I just want to say that. QT, I know we've had our differences. I'm willing to put those aside because, you know what I'm saying, you got Yay Area's own representative, you know what I'm saying, TNT champion, Powerhouse Hobbs, you know what I'm saying, going Yankee, running the plays. But I thought the QTV segment was actually pretty good. I thought it leaned into the idea of we're going to get it right for the journalists out there. And, you know what I'm saying, I thought that was cool. So we'll see more of that, I guess. We'll see how they go and what they do with that there. You feel me? They did announce that Forbidden Door 2 will be taking place live and direct Sunday, June 25th from the Scotia Bank Arena in Toronto, Ontario. Once again, of course, that is AEW and New Japan. And as soon as they announced that, people started going crazy with their fantasy booking ideas. Oh, we need this match. We need that match. We need this. We need that. How about we get to Beach Break first? How about we get to Beach Break? Remember they did Bash at the Beach one time, and WWE was like, "Hey, stop playing with us."
We still like we own that name, kind of like adjacent. Like we own a little bit of that name, and we ain't letting y'all have none of that. And why is Bash at the Beach in January? Like, tell me that, bro. Who going to the beach in January? Have you ever been to the beach in January?
Nah, bro. I think it's supposed to be ironic.
I've been to the beach in January. And I'd rather be practically anywhere else because the wind be whipping off of that. you be dying, bro.
Yankee.
Just straight slap to the face. But yeah, man, like solid episode of Dynamite.
Solid episode of Dynamite.
Oh, and Rio came back.
Rio did come back. Yeah, she actually, her and Willow saved. Who was it?
Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker.
There you go. Exactly. You feel me? And I was like, dang, I was distracted. Sorry. Willow had on that little purple joint. You feel me? Yep. Sorry. Hey, I said what I said. Ken said I'm a document whatever you finna say for the 6-year anniversary. Hey, listen, I appreciate that once again for sure.
Please don't.
Hey, all right, cool. My bad. Anyway, so you got the mail key? I lost mine.
Yo, I got it. Don't worry about it.
You feel me? You a real one. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and run the play. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get it. What we got going? I just realized this is the first time I threw up one of these banners here this evening. Sorry.
Yo, I
feel like
I just have to keep an eye on it when I run back and get a test on. Don't worry, fuck me, I guess.
Damn, I'm sorry.
Yo, it's a little inside talk, but
yeah, man, let's get it.
Shout out to question of the week, man. Shout out to question of the week. It's WrestleMania season. We wanted to know what is your favorite WrestleMania match, and y'all showed out, man. Y'all showed out. Kicking it off with Ken. Ken says tie between Cena versus Shawn Michaels and Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. All right, bro, I feel you. Shout out to Samuel Jackson. Yo, Stan, I'm sorry, Stan.
You gonna leave the gift running?
Oh man,
they gonna kill us. They gonna kill us. I'm just.
I won't get hit with that. Hey, man, I'm sorry. I called him man Samuel Jackson. I'm sorry, bro. It's late over here. You know the Red Bull ain't kicking in yet. My man Stanuel Jackson. Shout out to you, brother. Posted a little gif of Stone Cold and Bret Hart. I appreciate that. I love that because I don't got to do as much reading. You know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to
real Ginuwine.
AJ. Yo, facts. Nah, man, that's a black R&B singer. Get that right. You know,
I love that.
Kevin Nash put it out for us. Shout out to at AJ of RDP. They say Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21. Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton, WrestleMania 22. Yo, both of those great matches. Shout out to B_lead253. That rhymes. Posted a picture of Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania. Great match. I love to see the little brothers win. Shout out to my man No Bad No TLC 2 at WrestleMania 17. Definitely an all-timer. Yo, shout out to the professor, man. The professor up in here, man.
Salute.
Yo, it's the Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21. That's definitely a special match. Shout out to at Sober Munchies 93. John Cena versus Triple H, WrestleMania 22. The first time he dealt with that Chicago crowd and the belt like that, bro. It was definitely that's definitely one of mine too. Because I remember he had him in the STF. Triple H raised his hand twice, raised his hand for the third time, and then he just starts tapping out. I'm like, bro, what was all that raising the hand nonsense for if you just gonna tap out? You know what I mean? Just wasting my time. Shout out to Coach Davis. Shout out to you, man. He says CM Punk, Randy Orton. Vaughn Coach. In here. Vaughn says Taker versus HBK WrestleMania 25. That's mine too. That's mine. Not take it back. Mine is something different. Shout out to Benny 2. Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker WrestleMania 25. That is in here a lot. Yo, my man Cujo right here. Shout out to Cujo, man.
Gang.
Yo, Cujo said TLC at WrestleMania 17. I feel it. I'm gonna read a couple more of these and we'll finish it up. Shout out to at Drew Knows Worse. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, WrestleMania 10. Hey, it's been a year since we lost Scott Hall. salute to his family once again. It's definitely an all-time classic, and the one they had at SummerSlam too. Definitely one of my favorites. Shout out to at big_hero_Chris. Triangle ladder match. Dudley Boys, Hardys, Christian and Edge. And this is back when Christian and Edge were brothers, so this is special. Let me go to the quote tweets. I'll read a couple off of those. We can go ahead and get on out of here. Let me see. Shout out to at Scotty Styles 33. He be tapping in with us. My favorite is either Sasha versus Charlotte versus Becky or Bianca versus Sasha. Definitely classics right there. Let's see. Shout out to It's Justin Rich. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold, WrestleMania. Is our very own Graham warning us what he was going to do on the show. I'm not going to read that. He already told us. Let's see. Let me see. There's one I wanted to put out here.
While you're doing that,
this is the one. Shout out to at not Dr. Death. Shout out to Steve, man. He said Hulk Hogan versus Warrior. That's my boy. Shout out to All Elite Keeks. Chris Jericho versus HBK. And I'm going to finish it off with...
Sorry. Salute the Keeks.
You good, bro. You good. Shout out to at Wavy_Fish56. We'll finish it off with my boy right here. My top 3 WrestleMania matches are Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. I was about to say that, but it's the last one. I'm gonna let you slide. Bro. Stone Cold versus The Rock, WrestleMania 17. Triple H versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania 28. That's mine too. That's my pick too. Like it got like a million false finishes. That's the only thing I don't like is Shawn Michaels like kind of put the spotlight on him a little too much. I'm like, bro, why you rolling across the ring when it's only a 2 count, bro? What is that about?
Gotta do what you gotta do, man. Gotta do what you gotta do. Let's see. I was posting it on Instagram and I accidentally messed up. So we do have a few, but I definitely messed up. I was definitely supposed to actually post it. So my apologies. Salute to Sheena though. Salute to Sheena. It for sure is. Salute to Sheena. She said Bret Hart, Owen Hart, WrestleMania 9. Wait, is that WrestleMania 9? It's WrestleMania 10 for sure. WrestleMania 9 is you feel me, the greatest, worst bullshit that I ever saw, but I love it. Mr. Big Chadwick. I wish I would have read that before I read that. Salute to Chadwick. HBK Undertaker 1, WrestleMania 25. Salute to Brian H. Waters. You got to say his whole name every time, all the time, all day, every day. He said Kofi Kingston and versus Daniel Bryan. That's mine. Close second, Rambling Racist versus The Rock. There you go.
Bro, and not for nothing, but former writer Brian Gwartz, he said in like I can't place who he did the interview with, but he said that Hulk Hogan didn't want to lose to The Rock and like led up to that night where he was like still unsure whether he was going to put him over or not. And then ultimately he decided to put him over, but it's still like, come on, man.
Yeah. That interview was with Bill Simmons.
Shout out to Bill Simmons.
Yeah, that was definitely with Bill Simmons. That same interview, he actually addressed the fact that I don't know what y'all talking about with this whole The Rock couldn't get in the ring shape. Like y'all let these rumors fly because Dave Meltzer just out here just saying anything and y'all just believing it, and people believing it to the point where Roman Reigns goes on the Tonight Show and it's like, yeah, I guess The Rock made a statement and he said he couldn't get in the ring shape. He like, what statement? Show me the statement. What statement y'all talking about? I'm like, well, tell your brother, answer the phone and tell somebody what's going on. What are you talking about? His cousin had to go on to the Tonight Show and save face. Yeah, I guess they said they released a statement. He said he ain't gonna be able to do it. It's all bad. You feel me? But that's still my partner. You feel me? We gonna holler at.
I love how it's always beef between writers and like and Dave Meltzer. They're like always like, yo, man, this man don't know what he's talking about, even though facts are like can be put out in front of you. Like, hey man, look, I need to vet that first. I need to see if that's legit.
It gotta be Ginuwine.
Yo, nah, bro. Nah, bro. That's Brian Gewirtz, you know.
Oh, my bad.
Ginuwine is a black R&B singer, you know. So I've been told by Kevin Nash.
Yeah, you feel me? That's what I heard. Nash. That's what I heard. Let's see. Salute to Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair just became the longest reigning black singles champion in WWE history across the board. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if she defeats Asuka at WrestleMania, she's just a few days outside of being the longest reigning women's champion. Is that like of all time or just? I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
I'd have to do a little research on that, but I saw the clip where she was talking about, you know, what the reign meant to her and how she felt like it was special on the Whole Story podcast. They put out the clip where she was, you know, talking about that. She was like, yo, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do something like this. And it's not even just like women, like black woman. This is like longest reigning black champion, man or woman of all time. And I'm gonna need people to like, you know, like back off of that whole thing. Like, well, we got to make it about race. Like, bro, let us, like, we're having a moment. Shut up.
Yeah, they was getting that. They was getting. You see the people in the quote tweets for the Kevin Nash tweet? They was like, I mean, why does he got to say black? He could have just said R&B singer. Like, that would have been fine. We still would have knew what he's talking about. Like, man, shut up, bro. Like,
these distinctions are sometimes important because I thought, you know, rest in peace to Bobby Caldwell. I thought Bobby Caldwell was a black man until I turned 17 years old and I just happened to look him up or whatever. It's like, it was something that was going on. And I was like, I just, you know, looked up his album or whatever. And I came across the picture. I was like, yo, who's the white man? I was like, I know that ain't Bobby Caldwell.
Him and what, Michael McDonald? They both like, hey, I didn't know Bobby Caldwell was white until like 4 years ago.
Yo, facts.
Little pre-pandemic.
Bro. Shout out to Bobby Caldwell, man. Sometimes these distinctions are important. And like, if you don't know, Kevin Nash ain't gonna go out here and say nothing egregious. He's not like the other guy in the NWO. This man was coming out here wearing FUBU. This man was doing all. This man was like a man of culture. This man had on a G-Unit shirt when just doing like random interviews or whatever. Don't try to question where his loyalties lie, okay?
Listen, man's had the bandana on, you feel me, like Ben, and was like, Thug Life. It's Thug Life. I'm like, bro, what are you doing WCW backstage?
Bro,
you feel me? That's crazy.
Kevin Nash was the last man to be relevant, not to bring the other stuff that was relevant outside the world of wrestling into wrestling and be like, yo, man, look, we wearing FUBU. Hey, man, look, we wearing Jordans tonight. Like,
yeah.
Every time you see some style pop up on wrestling, it's been old for like damn near 6 months, and now they want to bring it up on it. Like, yo, I remember when the Miz just like on Raw, he was like, yo, what are those? I'm like, ain't nobody said that in like 3 years, bro. Please stop. I was like, yo, bro, you one of my favorites, but that was corny.
Yeah, that was crazy. Speaking of wild things that people have been saying and talking about in the media, in public, like opening up their mouths, talking out the side of their neck, John Cena spoke with the Associated Press, and they talked to him about a number of things, like the WWE 2K23, the sale of WWE possibly, and also, in addition to that, the allegations of misconduct of one Vincent K. McMahon. He said, you know, we all make mistakes.
Yo.
You know, people are people. People do things. People mess up, but you got to take people for what they are and who they are, and you got to love them for what they are and who they are. And I love Vince McMahon. I cannot sit here in good faith and go on record and say that I do not love Vince McMahon. I love Vince McMahon.
All right, bro. I wouldn't expect John Cena to say anything less. Vince McMahon brought him out the gutter, made him a millionaire.
Out the gutter?
Out the gutter, man.
Out the gutter.
Out the gutter, man. Out the gutter, man. It might be the name of the
Hey, what's that song
gutter.
what's that song that's on his album where like the video is like, it's like the cookout, like he's like bringing all the family together.
Oh, man. You know? Yo, I'm going to, right now, that's the name of the song. Yeah. You could, like, bro, to be honest with you, you get away with playing that at a family event, a family reunion, a barbecue. You get away with that.
Nobody bat an eye.
Nobody would even just be like, yo, no one just be doing what they be playing spades at the table. No one's gonna look up. But
yeah, it sound real Ginuwine. Don't trip.
Yo, chill.
Sorry, but just naming the episode, brother.
Yo, but I wouldn't, expect him to say anything less, but sometimes we gotta kind of vet those things that we say, because Triple H, that's that man's son-in-law. Stephanie McMahon, that's that man's daughter. And every time they were approached with these questions, what they say, hey man, look, that ain't my business, that ain't my fight. You want to ask those questions, you go and ask him. Sometimes, like, yo, you just gotta know what to say and what not to say. If you would have just been like, hey man, look, that's on him, that's his business, you wouldn't have been like bashing him or turning like on him or whatever. But some things, like, you need to kind of like, keep to yourself. PR team let him down on that one. It's not the first time John Cena's put his foot in his mouth during like interviews, something like that. But yeah, man, like, we all knew that. A lot of guys would go on there and they probably feel the exact same way. The only person that I really think doesn't probably, openly talk like that is like The Rock. The Rock is like, yo, they threw me a whole celebration for my anniversary. I didn't even show up. You think I'm really gonna stand up for this man if they ask me? Like, yeah, I took the XFL off his hands for a smooth million and a half, but that's about it. That's the last time I talked to that man.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. John
Company man Cena. Andrew says, company man Cena. Yes, indeed. That's crazy. Ken says, John Cena literally still gives Vince McMahon money to use his own government name. I mean, kind of sort of.
He don't mind.
Yeah, Cena has not hid his feelings for Vince McMahon or his position in this particular situation at all. You saw like months ago after Vince McMahon was, removed himself rather from the WWE ecosystem. Him and Cena were out seen in New York or whatever at like steakhouse, have dinner with like two little baddies on their arm or whatever, what have you. You know what I'm talking about? And then just recently, Mustache Gate, a couple weeks ago at Raw, they was like, yo, Vince McMahon is here. Oh, don't worry. He's only here to see John Cena. Them dudes is friends. Like, I don't know what to tell you,
bro.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't expect him to say anything
IRL.
Otherwise. Yeah, exactly. In IRL, just the same way we had the conversation earlier. You feel me about? What do we expect the position of Kevin Nash, The Undertaker, and Stone Cold to be in regards to AEW? The public reception or the public perception to be like, what do we expect from them, other than for them to play their role? Play their cards, get up out the way, and cash their checks. That's it. That's all.
Bro.
I mean, I don't agree with it, but it's wild. You feel me? That man more loyal to Vince than Taker. I wouldn't say that at all. I wouldn't say that at all.
Yo, hey, look. I don't want to like go on a tangent, but like they was on a plane. Kurt Angle was just playing around with Vince, like put him in the sleep roll. Undertaker got up, folded Kurt Angle, was like, hey man, I know you ain't putting your hands on my boss. Like, you can put your hands on anybody on this plane, but you ain't gonna put your hands on this man right here. Like, bro, This man would step in front of a bullet for Vince McMahon. John Cena is like, hey, that's my guy right there, but he ain't risking his life.
You remember how Day was fighting on next Friday? We were talking about how he was gonna fight like this. He's swinging at niggas like this. That's what Kurt Angle was going to have to do to Undertaker, man, for messing with Vince, bro. You gonna have to see this man, bro. You gonna have to see this man. I'm telling you. I'm saying, but yeah, yes, indeed, it is the Julio. Salute to the Julio.
Yo.
All right, so few things before we get up out of here. Rey Mysterio's going into Hall of Fame. When do you think this match announcement happens for Dom? Do you think we don't get this match announcement? And this is what I think. I think we don't get this match announcement until the Hall of Fame. I think Dom comes out, interrupts this man's Hall of Fame, his induction. You feel me? And then that's like the last straw. You know what I'm saying?
Very well might be, because you can see that, they're trying to like lean into it, but it's still at that point where it's like, yo, you can see they're kind of waiting till we get like within like, that week before they pull the trigger. I might be wrong, but this man literally like pushing his daddy in the chest, talking about, man, you bought me a BMW, but it won't even an M series or nothing like that. And, my wife be watching with me sometimes, and she'd be like looking up and, saying a few things here and there, but she was like, yo, this is weak, bro. this is weak.
I'm not gonna hold you. Some of the builds for Mania have been weak. I mean, we'll talk about that next week. But you feel me, when Jizzle's back? But like, I just feel like, man, you know what? Next week when we have the conversation when Jizzle's here, I'm gonna apologize to you, brother. I'm gonna apologize to you. I have an apology locked and loaded, ready for you. Keep one up top.
For me or for CJ?
For you. For you, I'm gonna just hold it. You feel me? I'm gonna put that in my pocket,
right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold that until we get back with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just hold that. You know what I'm talking about? But I definitely have an apology for you, my brother. I do. I really do. What do you think LA Knight is gonna do at WrestleMania? Do you think we're gonna get the moment? What is the likelihood we see Steve Austin and LA Knight have a WrestleMania moment?
I think they're building up something with him at WrestleMania, because he's been putting out the tweets. He's been doing the promos where he's like, he's like, yo, y'all shouldn't want me to have a WrestleMania moment. Y'all should want WrestleMania to have an LA Knight moment. And I think that's hard, bro.
I like that.
I think that's a solid line. Yeah, you feel it. But yeah, man, like, I would love for them to have a segment together, kind of like the way that Stone Cold had the segment with Roddy Piper at that time. I think it was WrestleMania 21, and they were in Hollywood then too. So I think like that would be fitting to bring Stone Cold out, have Stone Cold do like a little segment. LA Knight comes out, they do like the what and the back and forth. He takes a stunner, everybody goes home happy. I think just like LA Knight is at that level where you could put him in this situation. So you could have him not look goofy, but you could have him sort of like, take the L on it, and it's not going to hurt him. He's a strong enough character in the ring, on the mic, backstage, on social media to be able to hold his own. Like, look at what he did in the rivalry with Bray Wyatt. Like, look at what he did. Like, he made Bray Wyatt look compelling and terrifying, and he kept himself going where he didn't look weak, next to him or whatever. Like, he really like set that whole rivalry off, and I think that was more of a showcase for him than it was for Bray Wyatt. But I think LA Knight deserves to have that big moment, to have that like that solidifying moment. Like, you already had the little run in with the Undertaker. Like, why not Stone Cold?
Why not? Make it happen, Captain. You know, I'm talking about. You dig. You hear me? I got really nothing else. I mean, I got one other thing, but I feel like it's something that we could just move around. They desperately need to make me in the bank part of WrestleMania again. I kind of agree with that. I'm not going to hold you. Some of the booking is directionless, but we'll get to that. What were you going to say?
I had mentioned Bray Wyatt. You want to get into that?
Sure, let's get into Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is apparently missing in action. What is the speculation currently on Bray Wyatt's WrestleMania status?
I read so many different places. I read that, he wasn't going to be back in time. Yo, those are fire. But
it's not an ad. You feel me? It's not an ad, but I'm just saying these are fucking crazy.
Yo, those the Hershey's joints. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really too shaken up if he doesn't have this match with Bobby Lashley. No offense to Bray, but it just felt weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't fit at all. Like, to go from LA Knight, somebody on your own show, somebody you can easily create a beef. Like, you walking back in backstage, he says, yo, man, that spooky shit, that ain't scary, bro. And next thing you know, you have a 3-month rivalry off of that. Him going to another show and just yo, I want to do something with Bobby Lashley or Brock Lesnar. It never made any sense, especially when you have people on, his show that he could have interacted with. I personally wouldn't have wanted to see it, but you could have easily had him feud with, I'm gonna get to that in a second, but you easily could have had him have something with Karrion Kross. Like, who's the real spookiest guy on here? I'm not really a fan of seeing that, but I think it would have made more sense then. It would have made more sense than Bobby. Like, you even could have had him do something with Braun Strowman, and that would have made more sense than him going after Bobby. I just think he's been putting out cryptic tweets, and they're saying that he hasn't been totally agreeing with creative or whatever. But it's just at this point, if that's what it is, mixed in with the the health issues or maybe he's injured or whatever, if that's mixed in with that, that he's having arguments with creative, who's to blame in this situation? Because it feels like they've been giving him the world.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. It definitely feels like they've been giving him a lot of rope, a lot of leeway, a lot of room to kind of allow for this story to breathe. You know what I'm saying? Cujo, salute to Kev. He says, what was that? Karrion ain't doing nothing. He could have went after him. Exactly. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. We already knew he wasn't going to be in contention for the Intercontinental title. This is something that it kind of feels like that was a layup, but they felt like they needed something that was a little bit more marquee. And maybe just the name value of seeing Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley, you know what I'm saying, in tandem would, entice some people. But yeah, I don't think that worked at all. This is something that I don't think anybody wants to see.
They had 2 matches that were easy layups. That match that we said, Karrion Kross versus Bray Wyatt, and the other match that would have been an easy layup, Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, to see who the definitive winner of that rivalry is. You didn't even have to do it in Hell in a Cell. You could have done a last man standing, no disqualifications, whatever you want to call it, to kind of have okay, well, we're getting this out the way to see who's the real best.
You know what? And I noticed that since they've been doing this Bray Wyatt Bobby Lashley thing, we haven't had any Hurt Business teases. So what happened with that whole thing? That's really fucking me up.
I don't know, man. Maybe they're saving it for after WrestleMania, but still, it's just I thought that was the way they were going to go with it. I thought Omos versus Brock was a fake out. I thought they were just going to, at the last minute, he's okay, let's have the match. Bobby comes out, puts him in the hurt lock, nah, bro, I'm really the one that's going after you. You thought we could end it like that? I thought that's what was going to happen, and what's really happening is we're really getting that match. Man. I saw a lot of people were just oh yeah, well, almost, got Brock, looking terrible or whatever, and I kind of thought that too. But I feel like people are making a bigger deal out of it than it is, because they're oh well, well, Brock went home. right after that. Like, bro, you don't go home after you finish doing your job.
You don't clock out and dip. You feel me? Because I'll be ready to go. I'll be ready to go. Not ready. I'll be ready to go. You feel me,
bro? But
what's the shit they call it? Closing duties? Yeah, I'll be on that.
Bro, I just be like, yo, they be like, hey, can you finish this up? I'm like, nah, bro, out of here. Did you not see me scan the card? Like, bro, I'm out.
On gang. On G-O-D,
but yeah, man. Bray Wyatt.
I wouldn't even be upset if they still pivoted. Like, I'm holding out hope that they still pivot. And like, okay, cool. Bray Wyatt's not on the WrestleMania card. Be that as it may, like I would like to see him on the card because I do want, I want an explanation. I want an end to the means of what all this story and all this propaganda and all of this interruption, you know what I'm saying, in everybody's segments and all of this spooky, cryptic, you know what I'm saying, stuff. Like I want an end to that and I want it to be successful. I want it to be good. It just hasn't been so far. So I'm definitely holding out hope that they still pivot. But if not, I hope they come up with something good.
It's been some disconnects because I feel like the next logical step after the thing with LA Knight and Uncle Howdy, I feel like we should have gotten more of like, who is Uncle Howdy? Like, who is he really? Because I know this dude running around in a mask ain't really, you know, Uncle Howdy. You know, I just need you to tell me, like, if it's Bo Dallas, let it be Bo Dallas. You know what I mean? If it's this guy that's like supposedly from TNA that they were trying to bring in, let it be that. Like, it felt like there was like a lot of like disconnect and a lot of back steps on like the logical way that it should have progressed. And I don't know, man. I want to see the end of it. I want to see, you know, where it goes next. But it's kind of a hard character to book when you got like 3 niggas in this personality. Like, bro, this is like booking a match for Jim Carrey and me, myself, and Irene. It's like, bro, who am I booking right now?
Yeah. Irene, why am I peeing like I was up all night having sex? She said, oh no. Oh no.
Bro, this man had black kids.
I never snort. What the fuck was that? That was crazy. Anyways, so we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens with Brock Lesnar. We'll see what happens with Omos. We'll see what happens with Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley. And Kev, salute to Cujo in the chat. He says, all my Homo sapiens rise up. I am, with your permission, we'll talk about it after, actually. We'll talk about it after. But that Homo sapiens thing, I'll talk to you after. But we will get back to this conversation next week when Jizzle's here, live and direct, another episode of Public Enemies Podcast. You feel me? PE3 TV. It is what it is. Make sure y'all stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay dangerous. Patreon.com/Public Enemies. It is what it is. You feel me? Make sure you stay tapped in over there. You feel me? And subscribe if you want some additional content. Now, if you want some additional content, we did drop an additional bonus episode, you feel me, on Monday. That is the Nation of Imagination. That's Jizzle and Ben. They pulled up and they did a little, you know what I'm saying, little medley, had a little conversation about what if Shawn Michaels was indeed the third man instead of the rambling racist. That would be interesting. Well, if you want to check that out and you're not a Patreon subscriber, you're more than welcome to. It's on your audio feed. It's on the YouTube feed. You can go ahead and pull it up. Hey, check this out. Better yet, it's already in your phone. You feel me? And straight like that, just like that, you feel me? WaleMania is on March 30th. We, of course, had Kaz come and kick it with us, you know what I'm saying, for a minute, a little bit longer than we actually anticipated. So we salute to Kaz, you know what I'm saying, for making his time, you feel me, and providing us with a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying. We appreciate that. WaleMania, make sure you get your tickets if you haven't gotten your tickets. He already ran down a crazy list of people that's going to be there. One more time, though, the guest of honor is, of course, Trinity Fatu. Leo Rush is there. Saraya from AEW is there. Wale is, of course, in the building. Might be some new music, might be some announcements. Make sure you pop in, slide through, and check that out. Carmelo Hayes, he's there. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, she's there. You feel me? Oh, by the way, the judge EJ Naduka, who just finished up with MLW, you know what I'm talking about, a couple of days ago. He's there. Where else is EJ Naduka? He is behind enemy lines. You know what I'm talking about? You know what? Maybe we'll drop that. Maybe we'll drop that next week. Maybe we'll drop that at some point next week. You know what I'm talking about? Of course, if you are a subscriber to P3 TV on Patreon, you're going to get that a few days early. If not, however, you know what I'm saying, stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay dangerous. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of the Don Julio talking, you know what I'm saying, making me slur my words a little bit, but it is what it is. Make sure, again, y'all keep sliding through, keep pulling up, keep fucking around. You know what I'm saying? We'll be here. Beat us here, don't meet us here. Next week, back at it. Ben, anything you want to say before we do?
Yeah, man. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at _SonOfMars_. If you're on Facebook, join the group. But if you want all the links and want to know, you know, where we're at all times, go to Twitter at the enemies PE3. Click on that link tree. It shows you everything. Shows you the Patreon. Y'all tap into the Patreon. I'm trying to quit my job. Yeah, it shows you the Discord. It shows you everything, the TikTok, all that, man. Tap in, show love wherever you can. We appreciate y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out to
yes,
Jizzle.
indeed. Shout out to Jizzle, man. Shout out to Jizzle. You feel me? At _that's_me. I think it's 3 E's now. 2 E's, 2 E's, 3 E's, 2 E's on Twitter, 3 E's on Instagram. Because my guy got suspended. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it rocking. We're gonna keep it Yankee. You feel me? We're gonna keep it Ginuwine. You feel me? Hey, I go by the name Oh My God Graham. You feel me? All social media platforms. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, if you want to tap in with me, beat me there, don't meet me there. You know, I'm talking about every Monday, All Elite with Keeks. Make sure you're following the squadron at the enemies P3, all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. It is what it is. Beat us there, don't meet us there. We'll be right back here, back in action next week, live and direct, Monday, Patreon. Make sure y'all stay tuned in for that. Friday, Patreon. Make sure you stay tuned in for that. Subscribe if you haven't already. $3, $5, $10. It is what it is. WrestleMania weekend's coming up. We got some more stuff coming on the way, and we'll be back with y'all next week. Yes, indeed. But until then, please, y'all already know, take care of yourselves and each other.
I just want to say thank you all, and as always, fuck everybody else. I love y'all.